So family, I'm at the truck stop the other day, and this guy comes up to me out of the blue, says he watches my YouTube videos, he loves them, and he's getting into trucking. But here's the twist. He actually wants me to talk him out of it. Not because he was unsure, but because he wanted to test himself. He wanted to see if he had really done his homework and his due diligence as far as what to expect when he gets in this profession. In other words, he wanted to feel that he was truly ready. So I tried. I gave him every single truth that I could think of. No sugarcoating, all straight up factual stuff. I didn't want to overdo it. But this guy actually did well. He walked away feeling like he was, for the most part, aware of at least most of what he might have to endure getting into this profession these days. And that gave me an idea. I want to put you through that same test. So in this video, I'm going to give you 11 reasons why you might want to rethink getting into trucking in 2025 and 2026. Consider this your mental stress test. If you can hear all 11 and still want in, you might just be ready. First reason you should rethink getting into trucking in 2025 and 2026. Currently, freight rates are still in the dump. Right now, we're in a long freight slump that's been dragging on since the pandemic. There's too many trucks on the road, chasing too few loads. Generally speaking, it means rookies coming in are getting fewer miles and lower paychecks. Number two, mega carriers are flooding the market with new drivers. Because the rates are so low, I think the mindset is companies always want to have access to drivers that are willing to run that freight at that reduced rate. For example, the rookie driver pool. So for the most part at this point, mega carriers are just cycling new drivers, rookies, through these low-paying, entry-level type jobs just to keep their trucks moving at the end of the day. But that also keeps the rates down, family. Number three, truck parking has never been as bad as it is now. Nowadays, with many more drivers and many more trucks on the road, but no additional parking, stopping your drive shift at 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night and trying to find a legal, safe spot to park in, that's getting to be more and more of a problem for rookies nowadays. Fourth reason you should rethink getting into trucking in 2025 and 2026, automation is on the horizon, family. Autonomous trucks aren't everywhere yet, but certain big companies are doing test runs in certain parts of the country, doing basic, simple test runs from hub to hub. And like they're coming for that segment of jobs first. It's probably going to be a while before autonomous technology is able to infiltrate the short run market, the drivers that have a more complex job, basically. But the basic runs, all on the interstate, I believe in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to start hearing about job loss in those segments because of autonomy coming on the horizon. So that's something that new people got to deal with. Number five, inflation. And I'm not just talking about general inflation, family. I'm talking about like supplies at the truck stop or showers or food at the truck stop. This stuff has skyrocketed since 2020, family, which means living on the road is now going to eat up a whole lot more of the rookie's paycheck, especially if they're not good at planning. Number six, regulation crackdowns are more abundant than ever. Speed limiters and stepped up DOT blitzes and all the other stuff that they're cracking down on as far as regulations boils down to rookies are gonna face more restrictions and more inspections than ever before. Number seven, because of the way that things are with shippers and receivers right now, I'm being told that delivery windows and delivery times are less forgiving now. The window isn't as wide as it used to be. But that just means that a driver has to be that much more stressed out about making sure that they make their delivery or their pickup in that window, because if they don't, they're going to have to deal with unpaid detention time. And generally speaking, new drivers, rookies, tend to get the worst loads that stuff like that might happen. Number eight, a down market like this one is going to hit you harder as a rookie than it would have just 5 or 6 years ago. Family, rookies are the first ones to lose miles when freight is soft like it is right now. If you come into the profession and you experience that and you fall into that, you might find that the only way to get out of that is to just wait it out, which means you got to have a runway. You got to have a plan when you get into this profession nowadays, because you might hit some roadblocks. You might hit some obstacles that you didn't prepare for. That's more important nowadays than ever before. In an up freight market, you could just come in and wing it. There's enough opportunity out here that you could just come in and, you'll find your way. But in a down market, everything is tight. Parameters are tightened. The labor market is expanded. There's a lot of people out here looking for jobs, looking for opportunities. Again, now is not a time to get into trucking without a plan. Number 9, insurance costs are going up. Now, many of your mega carriers self-insure, so that might not be a problem, but a lot of people don't like to go through the mega carrier when they get started in trucking. But even nowadays, the companies that, generally speaking, like the mid-sized companies that would be able to insure new drivers, I'm hearing that they are putting out, for the most part, new parameters. They're not wanting to take drivers that are under 23 years old, and that's basically for insurance purposes. So a lot of companies are like, hey, you can't be under 23, you can't be under 25. We don't want to take 21-year-olds because we don't want to take the liability. That's all because insurance costs are going up, and companies are trying to find a way to manage that cost. And they do it by bringing in a more mature driver, basically. So if you're under 23 or even under 25, especially if you got dings on your MVR, this might be a problem for you when you get into trucking. Number 10, I actually heard this on ET Transport's channel. Shout out to Ronan over there. According to him, companies nowadays more so are putting drivers on percentage of the load, commission as he calls it, as opposed to giving you a rate per mile. If that's what's going on nowadays, that's really crazy because, again, rates are down right now. So if you're thinking from the company owner perspective, if rates are down, it makes sense to give your drivers a portion or a commission or a percentage of that down rate. That way, what you pay them is directly related to what you get paid as the company. And interestingly enough, when rates go up, that's when a company wants to lock you into a rate because they want to take advantage of any of the potential upside during that boom cycle. They don't want you to be able to participate in that as well. That pay structure would look more like when rates are up, drivers get a commission, so they're getting a percentage of that increased rate. And when rates are down, companies will allow drivers to lock in a per mile rate. That way the driver doesn't have to suffer if the load overall doesn't pay much. But companies aren't going to do that. They're going to protect their own interests. So if you're a rookie getting into the profession, you definitely need to watch out for this getting started because these companies are looking for any kind of way that they can to take the money back from you that they're giving you. And number 11, this job nowadays, family, is more stressful than ever. Physical and financial pressure, isolation and loneliness, information overload, prolonged sitting, irregular sleep patterns are just a few of the circumstances that cause drivers to deal with anxiety and depression at levels never before seen in this profession. This is a tough job nowadays, family, and anybody really doing it can tell you that. So you've heard all 11 reasons why you should rethink getting into trucking in 2025 and 2026. Here's my question. What's your plan for dealing with all of this? What's your plan for avoiding some of this? Now is not a time to get in trucking without a plan. Does your expectation of trucking match any of what I just now shared? Are you sitting there right now like, well, yeah, I'm aware of most of that and I think I'm ready for it? Or are you sitting there like, holy shit, that's what I'm gonna have to deal with? If what I just shared with you is the road ahead, how are you preparing for it? I really would like to know your responses to these questions. Let me know down in the comments.